Imagine you don't have a home. You live in a building with concrete walls and concrete floors. Imagine you sleep in a bed that has a number, not even your name. You don't own your own clothes, shoes. You check out winter coats by the hour. You don't own one thing. Imagine you never experience the smell of comfort foods. You don't get a choice of what to eat throughout the day. You're given a drink at 8, 12, 4, and 8. Most of the time, you are hungry. Imagine that as a baby, you learn not to cry because no one ever comes. Imagine you never have a birthday party because no one thinks your life is worth the celebration. Imagine you get permission to bathe once every 2 weeks. You feel dirty all the time. Imagine that those caring for you have abused you, ridiculed you, and told you since you were 2 years old, if you don't behave, we won't love you anymore. Imagine that you don't have a mom or a dad, though you long for them with every beat of your heart. Imagine, worst of all, that when you turn 15, the people entrusted to care for you sell you to those who promise you a good life, only to find out you are now a slave. You feel so alone.
Hello, my name is Oksana Joy Nelson. I was adopted from a Russian orphanage when I was 10 years old. What you've heard tonight, it's all true. It hurts to hear someone tell my story, but it's all true. As orphans, we had no value. Girls turned to prostitution, boys to crime. I remember everything. But my most vivid memory was the day an American group came to our orphanage. One woman from that group just held me and rocked me. I'd been embraced before, but for all the wrong reasons. This time, I knew it was different. I needed to feel something, and she allowed me to feel. This group told me about Jesus and told me that I could pray to him on my own. So at 9 years old, I began to pray for the one thing that I always wanted, a family. As an orphan, hope for a family is all we had, but we always knew that what we hoped for would probably never become a reality for us.
Yuri and I have spoken to hundreds of orphans in Ukraine over the last 2 decades of ministry. Not surprisingly, their stories are very similar, and all they want is the same thing: to belong, to be loved, and to have a family. Kids I would have just met would ask me to take them home because of their desperate fear that a family will never happen for them. For an orphan, to hope means to imagine freedom, love, security, and to dare to dream. For us, we're so blessed that we don't hope for basic human needs, but there are children for whom even that hope doesn't seem attainable, but it's all they have to hold on to. So let's imagine again. This time, let's imagine an orphan's hope. Imagine now that you have a family. You're no longer labeled by a number. You're now somebody's son and somebody's daughter. No more concrete. Imagine you now live in a house with beautiful colors, a home that brings love, joy, and security to your life. Imagine that you have a refrigerator full of food and a mom that prepares it with love. You do not go hungry anymore. Imagine that your talents blossom because now someone is there to discover them. Imagine that you now have a mom and a dad who celebrate you because your life is valuable. Imagine that an embrace no longer represents abuse and demoralization, but now it is about unconditional love. Imagine you will never be alone again.